You know this. You know this. And you're not going to like it. That's how it starts.
What song is that?
And then the chorus is...
What song is that?
That's an Everclear song.
That's right. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, though.
Is that not Santa Monica?
Yeah. One of your favorite songs. He loves them. Don't you, Richard?
Not quite. Not quite. Love is a strong word.
Love is not the word in any form or fashion.
Not in any sense at all.
I liked Everclear.
Okay, good.
I thought some of it was cool.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson. Got a band for you that you've never heard before.
Great Measures.
The band is called Cynic. The song is called Veil of Maya.
Maya.
Mm-hmm. M-A-Y-A.
You're gonna tell me what all that means?
I sure will.
And that's some Hindu stuff there.
It is?
Yeah, I'm all about that stuff.
All right, let's do it. All right, this is Veil of Maya by Cynic.
Proceed, Richard.
You care to take a guess at what year that was?
I think it's older.
How older?
Just 1996.
A little bit earlier, 93. So I'll give you a little bit of background here. Cynic was formed in Miami in '87. They were founded by guitarist Paul Masvidal and drummer Sean Reinert.
The drummer is a crazy person.
R.I.P. But monster. Absolute monster. Initially, they played thrash metal, but their sound quickly evolved to incorporate jazz fusion and progressive elements.
For sure.
Their early recordings included several demos, yada, yada, yada. Their breakthrough album, which was this one, was Focus, was the name of this album. Focus. Released in '93, often cited as a seminal work in the progressive and technical death metal scene. It combined death metal with jazz fusion, featuring vocoder vocals by Masvidal.
Yeah.
Masvidal, I'm sorry.
So weird.
And harsh vocals by Tony Teagarden. Focus was known for its experimental nature, including the use of a fretless bass by Sean Malone, who I think has also passed away, and Chapman Stick. They went through some breakups. They broke up in '94. They pursued other projects, had some other bands. They reunited in 2006. Came out with another album in '08. That's pretty much it on Focus. I've been trying to do my better note taking and having some notes about this.
So far, you're doing a great job.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. The vocal style of the album is notable for its dual vocal approach, harsh guttural vocals by Tony Teagarden, and synthesized robotic vocals by Paul Masvidal using a vocoder. It was recorded. The album was recorded and mixed at Morrisound Recording in Tampa, with co-production by Cynic and Scott Burns. Scott Burns is a legend.
Yeah. I know that name.
Okay, in that early '90s, late '80s death metal scene, especially in Florida. Yeah, he's a absolute legend.
Maybe we've talked about him before.
I think we have.
That's all you got?
That's pretty much the nutshell version.
What about this? What are we going to talk
The song in particular?
Well, no, I mean, we can talk about, yeah.
I got some stuff on the song. I did take some notes. It's one of their most recognized tracks. It came out on Focus. It's the opening track of the album. The song is a fusion of death metal with jazz elements, progressive rock, and ambient sounds, showcasing Cynic's unique approach. Very complex time signatures, intricate guitar work. Lyrically, Veil of Maya explores philosophical and spiritual concepts, specifically the Hindu/Buddhist notion of Maya, which refers to the illusion of or veil that covers the true nature of reality. The song discusses the duality of existence, suggesting that what we perceive as reality is often a deceptive construct, a theme echoed in phrases like, "In Maya's grip, illusion transforms verity." This is a band also, we've done a couple of Between the Buried and Me songs. You can tell a band like that is very heavily influenced by a band like Cynic, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got there. I took some notes on what Maya is. And
what is Maya, Richard?
Well, it depends on which context we're talking about. If we're talking about Hinduism, it primarily refers to the illusion or magic that veils the true nature of reality and is often described as the power of energy of the divine that creates the phenomenal world, which misleads humans about the true essence of existence. In Buddhism, it has a somewhat different connotation, though it still revolves around the concept of illusion and deception. It's more explicitly used in Mahayana Buddhism, particularly in schools like Yogacara and Madhyamaka. Suggests that all perceived reality is a projection of the mind, thus reality as we know it is a form of Maya, an illusion created. It emphasizes emptiness, where all phenomena lack inherent existence, appearing through dependent origination, which can be seen as a form of Maya or illusion.
I adhere
I'm
to
gonna
these
shut up
philosophies.
now. Sure. Yeah, me too.
From a music standpoint, yeah, I'm interested. I like how the layering of different things, I guess it's in the chorus or after the chorus where the one guitar is and then to put together different parts of them doing different things. Yeah, the drummer, I was listening to the drummer when it goes to the cleaner part. I'm a big fan of the rim shot.
Yeah.
But he would only do it there for a second. He'd be what I hear to be on time.
Yeah.
And then start kind of messing with it. And then he wouldn't. And then he went to the section where he wouldn't hit it. And he never hit the snare when I thought he was going to hit it.
Right.
He was all over the floor time. I don't know. But it's so... When the drummer's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's 60% awesome already. Mm-hmm. You could be smashing the guitars on the floor. If it was to an awesome drumming expose, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of the fretless bass thing.
Sure. It's hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Certain bands do it well. Others, it doesn't.
Some musics, I guess, I can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too, it just makes me think of one genre of music all the time.
Yeah.
Just that whole jazzy thing. Because they use it all the time. And it's a cool sound. It's just, I guess it shows up when they're playing high and they're doing the high notes like that. When he's doing that octave thing. And then it sort of just goes away.
Yeah.
Then it sort of disappears. You don't really hear it much. So I think it's when you're playing, doing some jazzy stuff, then you can hear it. Like I said, it's there. But then, as what a bass does in music like this, it doesn't really.
Right.
For me, it doesn't really do the work.
Gotcha.
That I say that it must do.
Absolutely.
Basses. And of course, I like subject matter that has to do with these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. I try to put myself in the shoes of somebody in '93 who probably, you know, especially fans of like traditional death metal, that was still a newer concept at that time, and then, you know, turning this on and just being like, what in God's name is this? Because the first time I heard it was probably 10 or 12 years ago, when I really started to get, maybe even longer than that, really started to get into the death metal world. And this would come up on a bunch of lists of, you know, the best death metal records ever made and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, let me check it out. And the first time I was like, nah, I can't. And I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's grown on me over the years. And I appreciate it for what it is.
Well, it's interesting they call themselves Cynic.
Mm-hmm.
Because all you cynical metal people are like, this isn't music that we think it should be.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There is a pretty strong cynicism.
Yeah. But,
I'm guilty of it myself.
But they just got a lot to offer. They're not really, the jazz and the metal thing put together is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fusion, jazz fusion. It's such scary music. And I don't mean from a standpoint of listening to it as much as playing it.
Mm.
What's going on there, Richard?
That's a great question.
You're not big, you don't like the jazz.
I like jazz. I'm not a big jazz fusion.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
It's
crazy stuff.
It's wild.
But no, I mean, I like subject matter. We don't have to get all up into the subject matter, but that's basically just it. It's interesting to me how any of the things that I like to concern my brain with all the time these days and plagued by thinking of all the time, you know. I say that, but I really enjoy it. So it can't be much of a plague or, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I go back, and as I look further back to find literature on it or some guidance on it or something, whatever the subject matter is, this stuff has been pretty prevalent forever. The Mayas, you know, all those kinds of ideas. Everybody talks about simulation theory, and everybody talks about all holographic universes now, and all these things have already been
mm-hmm.
thoroughly gone over and written down on rocks. You know?
Yeah.
It's old. So it's interesting to me how, and even in 1993, somebody's writing a song about this kind of thing. You know, I listen to a lot, or there's some books that I pay attention to right now by a dude named Neville Goddard, who was writing stuff in the 1940s and 50s that just straightened everything out. You want to know everything? And of course, I think this with everybody that I get into, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy had it all.
Yeah.
What am I doing? There's the truth. And it's so succinctly put in. It's just it's already well developed thought and researched. And do you remember the 1950s? Because I don't.
It's before my time.
That's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're coming up on 100 years ago.
Sure.
Sooner than later. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's interesting to hear things that when people take a step to talk about subject matter such as this, and even in 1993, it would seem to be a little bit, because you have all the information available to you now on the internet or wherever,
mm-hmm.
whether it's true or not, because it's not.
Yeah.
Anybody who in the 80s or 70s, whatever, choose to go down those roads and whatever.
You had to make an effort.
You had to make an effort, but
Yeah.
you're probably finding a lot of more direct truth into whatever it is. Truth being...
It hasn't been skewed by
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you're getting it more from
yeah.
more in a pure form.
The oversaturation of it.
Whether you consider it to be truth is your thing. But so anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that, other than I know that the Mississippi State Bulldogs lost. I know that's not an illusion. Richard likes the Bulldogs, and we hadn't talked about it yet. I'm not going to ask you how they lost or why they lost. Don't worry.
Because they're terrible.
Alabama lost too. Notre Dame won. Man, over here, all the home teams lost. At my house, everybody lost. except for the team that I follow, for no apparent reason.
It's been a long season.
Yeah.
Been a long couple of seasons.
It's been a long life.
Glutton for punishment. I don't know why you brought that up.
I don't know either. It just kind of hit me. I don't know what happened. But we can be done if you want.
Okay. I'll show you some more Cynic down the road. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. It's interesting music.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Piques my interest for its
Takes a few listens to
effort.
Be able to grasp it, I think. Yeah, it did for me for sure. Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard.
Thanks for showing me that.
You're very welcome. Thanks for interrupting me as well.
You're welcome. I'm glad we can help each other out. Great Measures.
The chronic interrupter to my left is Judson. That was Cynic performing Veil of Maya. Also, shout out to the band Veil of Maya from the. They're still around.
There's a band called Veil of Maya?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay, are they cool?
Yeah, they're cool.
Okay.
I got to see them open for Whitechapel and Suffocation in 2009, 10, 8, something like that, in Birmingham, Alabama.
No, you don't know. You're a high.
Probably. No, I think I was drinking pretty heavily that night, yeah. That was from the album Focus.
But not anymore. Not drinking heavily anymore.
Been sober for a while now. Have a wonderful day, everybody.